Hi everybody, it's Glen Fladeboe with Fladeboe Land. I just want to share this personally with everybody as well as professionally. It's just a beautiful day for me to be on this farm, the Neil Dvorak farm in Todd County. You know, I've spent the day looking at the farm, actually took a four-wheeler ride, and I'm standing next to Neil Dvorak's nephew. Chris, the reason I wanted to have this conversation with you is just a little bit about your uncle, the history of the farm, a little bit of the backstory. But if you wouldn't mind, share a little bit about, you grew up here. I mean, you spent summers as a young boy with your brother here.
Yeah, pretty much. Most of my childhood, we were here all summers, most weekends. Did a lot of farm work, a lot of hay that was mowed, a lot of hay that was raked, a lot of hay that was baled, a lot of stuff that went into the hay mows. When we had time, we'd do some fishing, Crowing River, a few other great places like Fish Trap Lake around here. And then, just wonderful times and holidays and Thanksgiving. And my uncle, he was my father figure. Served in the military, came back, and was always a passionate farmer. His love was the land and the animals. He milked about 30 head every single day, twice a day, until about 1996, was the #1 producer for Fladeboe Lakes. He just loved what he did. He loved his family.
Yeah.
Yep.
So many people want to know the history of the owners. So Neil, I've gotten to know a number of stories. I've known you over a year and a half probably working on this. You've shared many things with me about the person that he was. Clearly, it's obvious. I mean, he well cared for, building site, meticulous, community-minded. But share with everybody a little bit more about what Neil was like.
Neil was, you said it, he was meticulous. He kept everything very well maintained. You'll see that when you see the farm. Most of my childhood, I spent peppering Neil with questions. I would ask questions all day long, and I learned a lot from him. A lot of my mechanical skills, a lot of my abilities to fix things and to innovate. He was a real innovator. He built a lot of very interesting things to keep the farm running, and I learned a lot of those skills from him.
Yeah. Well, and when you walk in the barn, you see how well cared for the barn is, and the tin on the roof, and the boards in the upper level, of course, they're dry. There's many things that I love about this farm, but like today, you and I are doing a four-wheeler ride, and the diversity of it. We're seeing tillable land, and then we're seeing pasture land, and then we're in this beautiful burrow woods that the cattle pastured. I mean, for you, what has it been about this farm that you really enjoyed?
Well, where we went today, it's the back 40, and that's where we would go cross-country skiing and snowmobiling. The stand of oak trees that are back there, that's where I would go as a middle schooler and read a book when I had some downtime in between milking in the summertime. It's just wonderful, wonderful land. Like you said, it's got a lot of mature tree stands, but it's got a lot of tillable land, and as a kid, I just loved exploring it.
It's important, I think, for me to know, this is historic for you. It's certainly emotional because of the relationship you and your brother had with your uncle. You and your brother are also keeping a piece of land on the farm. There's one piece of land that you're going to keep. We're selling 2 parcels, of course, an 80 and Quicken Road, 80 acres, and then the 110 acres of the building site. But you really love the area, too. I mean, you love the land. I've noticed talking to you and your brother. I mean, you really enjoy your time up here.
Oh, absolutely. If we could, we would keep everything. It just doesn't make sense for us. So we are keeping some of our own land and going to be up here on a periodic basis, and we just love it up here.
Yeah. This will be a great farm for somebody that wants to go into the beef operation, tillable land, if you want a horse farm, a recreational farm, a hunting farm. I mean, there's so many opportunities. It's on a blacktop road. The buildings are well cared for. Of course, the diversity, the trail system. Matter of fact, Chris, you may have mowed this trail system and kept that operational. Chris, anything that I didn't ask you about the farm?
I think it's just the history.
Yeah.
We know so many people. So many wonderful people live here and look out for each other. And our family history is from this place, so it's really hard for us to give it up, but it's the right thing to do right now.
Well, one last thing about your uncle. Matter of fact, my mom and dad, my parents are in their early 80s. They started the business. They're hanging these flyers in the communities. And so many people would say, oh, we knew Neil. He was a great community-minded person. He was involved. Your uncle had a very good reputation, which means something. So on behalf of all of us, the Neil Dvorak Estate, myself, Glen Fladeboe, thank you for your interest. For more information, go to fladeboeland.com. You can watch the drone video. You can see the disclosures. The auction ends at the end of August. We have several open houses coming up. Please feel free to call us with questions. What a great day. Chris, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.